I look naked right now, but I'm not. But I think it's appropriate for today's video because today I'm going to be reviewing the new Urban Decay Naked Wild West palette. This is the next installment to the Naked series, and I am really excited to deliver this video to you guys. Hey you, what up? Welcome to my channel, or welcome back. I'm Maryam. Today, I am going to create this look that you see on my face right now, a look that I really like, but let me tell you and give you a little spoiler alert. This video has everything. It has drama, it has heartbreak, it has its ups and downs, so be sure to watch this video in its entirety. Yes, this palette is very beautiful to look at, very inviting, but is it? That's all I'm gonna say for now. Remember to subscribe, hit that notification bell, and make sure you are watching all of my Wednesdays and Sundays videos, you guys, because I post every Wednesday and every Sunday, and I have been doing so and will continue to do so until further notice. And now let's get into this video. Urban Decay, Naked, Wild West. Here we come. Giddy up! Or maybe it's a whoosh. Before I get into this video, let me just give you a little backstory on what happened to my palette. I am on Urban Decay's PR list. I do receive Urban Decay products, and this is a palette that was sent by Urban Decay's PR. They usually use a third party, like a distributor, that puts all of these PR products into packages. But Urban Decay is one of those brands that does not believe in PR packages, so they always just like ship it in a box, just like a regular box. Unfortunately, this palette came in just a box with no bubble wrap, and when I opened it up, not just one, but two of the shades were completely crushed, like shattered. It looked destroyed, and I was so sad, and I was so heartbroken because I am a fan of the Naked series, and I was really looking forward to trying this out. I like the whole idea of the Wild West being the inspiration for this Naked palette. Although my initial experience was sort of tarnished by the way that this product was shipped, I decided this will probably not happen to you if you purchase it from Ulta or Sephora. In fact, if I clean it up, it should not in any way impact my review, because I can basically just like press the pigments back into the pan and review it. So here I am. Anyway, I cleaned up the palette. This is what it looks like now. I am really excited about this color compilation. I love the fact that there are some warmer shades in here, some golden shades, some gunmetal shades, some metallic, some taupey, some darker gunmetal shades. I like all of this. I feel like this is still very much Urban Decay branding, but with a nice Wild West twist to it. So this is a $49 palette. It comes with a dual-ended brush. I also had to clean the brush because the bristles were just like filled with the two shades that were shattered. But anyway, now I'm ready to dive in. Available at Ulta and Sephora on February 8th. I think I'm ready to call in the swatch model for that Team Truth time. Alright, swatch model is taking his time apparently, so while we wait for him, let me just go over what these colors are inspired by. These are 12 desert-inspired neutral eyeshadows from pale peach and metallic bronze to deep blue, green, and turquoise shimmers, matte metallics, shimmer finishes, inspired by California's deserts, Joshua trees, and endless skies. I love it. Vegan, cruelty-free. Will you be adding this Naked palette to your Naked collection? I am a collector. I collect all the Nakeds. I am a huge fan of the original Naked, as well as the Reloaded, as well as the Cherry, the Honey, and the Ultraviolet. That was a surprising heavy hitter with me. So let's see if this Wild West hits just right.
Pow, right in the face.
Okay, first shade.
Standoff.
Nice.
And the first is called My Skin Tone.
Maybe lighter.
It's like a concealer for me.
Except it's not really concealing much, but okay. Next shade.
It's called Spur.
What's a spur?
It's what you use to stop the horse. Some people think it's cruel to use spurs.
Really?
Yeah, it's the little spikes at the end of the boots that you kick the horse to.
Oh, like the ones that the cowboys wear?
Right, spur.
I can't see this color at all. Can you?
Spur me. Nude.
No.
Nudie. Just a little nudie.
Just a little nudie.
Not naughty, but nudie.
Like that. Next.
Hold 'em.
Hold 'em.
This should be a good color. I always like these colors.
Pretty good.
It's pretty good. I like it.
Doesn't have that drag. I'm gonna double dip for that nice
yeah, it
drag.
doesn't have the drag, but the color's beautiful.
Yeah. All right, next. This was my crushed color.
Cowboy Dick. I mean, sorry. Cowboy Rick palette got on the R there.
Oh, that's a really nice shade. So this is why I was able to put it together, because it's very soft and I just like mushed it back into the pan.
Laredo.
Laredo? Is that a car?
Used to be. Now it's an eyeshadow.
Double dip on that. It's not even funny, it's dumb, but why am I laughing?
Dumb.
Next.
It's like a beer. Bud.
Bud. Like, oh wait, no. Bud.
Wise. Look that one up. Wow, that is pretty.
That is really nice. I love it. It's almost like a little blackened. Next one.
Rustler.
I like
that made
that.
sense to you?
That's good. Yeah. What was it that you were saying about the Wild Wild West for Urban Decay? You're like, how's it the West when it's urban?
Yeah, I just thought Urban Decay is all about urban being city, you know, life, and a bit of an oxymoron. Ghost Town. I love the color scheme though, it's pretty.
It is really, really nice.
You could do some really nice looks with it.
I feel like you can. This was a nice swatch.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that one.
I can
Next
see
one.
just working with different eye colors too. Whiskey.
We're tequila fans. Lee likes vodka. I'm all just tequila.
Boring, that's why.
You know what's boring?
Hot text on a platter.
Tex on a platter.
Text on my arm nude.
This is a really nice
That
swatch.
is beautiful.
But you are just ruining
Look at the
my vibe right
pigmentation
now.
on that.
The pigmentation is really good.
That
I
is
appreciate
something
that.
else.
That is
Ooh.
pretty. Next one.
Pony up.
Mmm.
I like that.
Pony up. Cowboy. Ooh.
Nice.
Yeah. Just gonna
Beautiful colors in this palette, by the way.
I think it's really nice. Definitely the Wild West. All right, so now I'm ready to apply Wild Wild West to my eyes. For my primer today, I'm gonna be using two different primers. I'm gonna be using the Fenty Beauty Primer on this eye, and I'm going to be using the original Urban Decay Eyeshadow Primer Potion on this eye. So this one was sent to me with the palette, and this was actually the very first eyeshadow primer that I've ever used, back when it didn't even come in the squeezy tube. So although that original primer was the first one that I've ever used, I kind of fell out of love with it because I always felt like it applied a little patchy on my lids. Maybe it didn't work with the oils that are in my oily AF lids. Yes, my lids are also oily AF, just like the rest of me on my face. But I don't know, applying it to my eye just now, maybe because this is a brand new primer, it feels just like my Fenty Beauty primer. The glide is the same, the stickiness is the same, and I feel like it's just a really good base for what Urban Decay eyeshadows need. They need a little bit of grip in order to adhere. All right, so for today's look, I wanna do something beautiful. I wanna do something Wild West inspired, but also keeping with the current trends. So I'm thinking I am going to use the dual-ended brush, the big fluffy side, which isn't so fluffy. It actually feels a little sturdy, like a stiff fluffy brush. I'm gonna use that shade Spur, kind of pale peach shade here. Oh, that looks almost lighter and brighter than my skin tone, and it's adhering really well to the eyeshadow. I didn't really like how this shade swatched. You could barely see it on Lee's arm, but I like how it's gripping here, and it's definitely giving my eye that slight hint of peachiness, and also just a little bit of that yellow tone. I like that. Adhering very well to that Urban Decay Primer Potion. Also adhering very well to the Fenty side. So I'm just packing it on at first, starting with the transition shade, because I'm not really sure where I'm going with this look just yet. But I do want to test out as many colors as possible. I want to test out this brush, because I'm really trying to determine whether we need this palette in our lives. I mean, I want to need it in my life, because I'm a fan, and I'm a collector, but taking that hat off for a second and putting on my reviewer hat, I'm not gonna be biased here. I'm gonna be objective. This first shade is cute. Next, I'm gonna grab a smaller fluffy brush. This one is from Morphe, from that recent collection. I think it was the Sweet Oasis collection, and it comes with like 5 or 6 different brushes. All right, I'm gonna dip into Ghost Town, and starting with this eye, I'm gonna start packing that to my outer corner and just creating a soft gradient. All right, so far what I'm doing is very, very predictable. You've seen this technique and this color combo in like 100 of my own tutorials, as well as other tutorials on YouTube. This is just like such a common first couple of steps. So I'm not really sure where I'm taking this just yet, but my goal is to make it beautiful. That's my goal for today. I want to create something mesmerizing. I almost like the way that this eyeshadow is adhering better to the Urban Decay Primer Potion side, better than the Fenty side. I don't know, something about colors is just like a little bit more pop in here. All right, gonna go back to that first brush. and basically erase those edges, making this more into a gradient rather than two separate colors. Just going over that border, just like flicking everything out, kind of like that. So my first Naked palette was the original Naked palette, and this was obviously before I was blogging. This was way before I was on YouTube, and I remember it was like my gift to myself. It was something that I was so proud to be able to work towards and then be able to purchase, and I love that palette. I remember it actually making me feel confident, like just truly like I owned it the day that I was wearing it, you know? And then a couple years later, I remember my dad buying me the Naked 2 for my birthday. And I was so excited. At that point, I think I was in college, but I had already started writing a blog. So I remember reviewing it on my blog. And then shortly after, I do believe that my blog took off. I can't remember whether Naked 3, which was the rosy tone, whether it was sent to me or whether I bought that one. But definitely the fourth Naked, whatever it was, that one was sent to me by Urban Decay. And at that point, I had felt like I had made it, you know? Even though there was no Instagram, I didn't have a YouTube channel. I just had like my blog and my Facebook page. But I was like so excited that someone from Urban Decay actually noticed my talent, you know, and was willing to send it to me for free. And I still appreciate PR till this day, which is why I was so sad that this palette came in crushed. How could someone not care about how delicate this eyeshadow palette is and not bubble wrap around it? Like, and I know it's not Urban Decay's fault, it's no one's fault, it just happens sometimes, but I am that makeup junkie. I literally feel the pain in my chest when I open up a crushed palette. This eye is looking very sunsetty. I like that. And I'm thinking we need to add a little bit more depth and darkness. I'm gonna dip into Whiskey. I'm gonna use the same brush. I think Whiskey is already an existing shade. There's definitely an Urban Decay Glide On pencil called Whiskey, but I'm pretty sure that there's already an eyeshadow by the same name. All right, so this one, I'm gonna basically add a pinch lower and also to just like my direct outer third of the lid, like that. One thing I do love about Urban Decay eyeshadows is that they are so extremely easy to blend into each other. They won't necessarily work with other brands' eyeshadows, but they work so well together. They are very consistent. So you don't really have to, you know, put a lot of muscle and a lot of time into blending them out. You kind of just go with the flow. All right, so far I really like that. I really do. Just gonna pull that corner pinch more out. There's also no fallout at all with these eyeshadows. Gonna erase from the bottom just to keep that edge as clean as possible, like that, and also like that. Next up, I want to do something a little bit more shimmery on the lid. So I am going to grab this end of the brush, kind of just like a flat end, dip into that Hold'em. Doesn't really pick up too great. I'm gonna place my finger here just to catch any fallout in case there is any. I'm gonna glide that onto the inner portion of my lid, like that. Almost dropped my mirror. Not today. I'm gonna grab the same shade with my ring finger just because these types of metallic apply better with the finger than they do with a brush. And in fact it does, and it's so pretty. Ooh. Now this is definitely giving me some Western vibes. Definitely some saddle up cowboy, wild west, Old Town Road vibes. I don't know. To be honest with you, I'm not really that familiar with the West outside of like California and like specifically LA. I've never really been too much out west. I mean, I've been to Wyoming, I've been to Utah, I think I've been to Arizona. I don't know, that culture to me, it's very exotic, I will say. And by exotic, I mean that it's very foreign to me. I'm not familiar with it. I've only seen cowboys like a few times in my life, and once was in Vegas. I was like so shocked. Honestly, I didn't even think they were real. All right, so like I thought, there was just a bit of fallout with that gold shadow, but it's not sticking to my foundation, which by the way is the Infallible powder foundation from my previous video. I'm testing this one out today. No, it's not. No, it's not. I tested that one out with my other primer, with my Essence primer, and I did not love the result. Wait for my faves X fails. Today I'm actually wearing the Infallible concealer as a foundation all over my face, and I am liking it a lot, but let me not get distracted. Right now I'm looking at myself and I'm thinking I need a little something extra. I'm gonna grab a Wet n Wild retractable liner. Black brown is the shade. I am going to line my waterline and also just like the edge of my lower lash line where my lashes are growing out from. So not like directly underneath, just on the very edge, like that. I'm gonna take a little smudger brush, smudge out that line just a pinch in between my lashes, like so. I'm gonna do the same thing on the other eye. And next, I'm gonna go for that Tex. This shade is really nice too. It's like a really dark teal, almost black. I'm gonna push that color all the way up to my lashes, sealing that liner on the bottom, adding just that little bit of a pop of color. So kind of like that for now. And then the same thing on the other eye. I'm surprised that there isn't a lot of fallout with this shade because this one is very, very inky. It's very pigmented, but it's adhering and sticking very well to that base. Ooh, sultry. All right, don't worry. I'm gonna blend that out. It's not gonna stay that way. I'm not gonna be this like evil Karen looking person. I'm gonna take this clean, half fluffy, half flat brush and just a bit of this shade Ghost Town, and I'm gonna run that just underneath that dark teal, just to smudge it out a little bit further and give it a bit more of a drop shadow. So this is a very heavy lower lash line, not something that I've been going for lately, but it's something that I kind of want to do today because I think this look is calling for it, like that. Same thing on the other eye. And then going back with that teal and just adding it back on to those areas where I might have erased too much. So I still want that pop, you know? I don't want it to just be a dark lower lash line. I want it to be a colorful dark lower lash line. Why am I hoarse? Take my horse to the old town road, ride like I can't no more. Not that I see any fallout, but just in case, you know? It's always good to double check. Oh, I see some creasing. Oh no, oh no. Okay, so now I'm ready for a little pop of turquoise. I feel like I need some turquoise jewelry in my life right now. Don't have that, but I do have this Budweiser, beautiful shade of teal. I'm gonna pack on this little packer brush. And with this shade, I'm going to surround my tear duct and my lower inner lash line, just like that. That was good, I like that, sultry. I kind of like that in the inner corner. Just like a nice little bing. And now I'm thinking I can definitely add a little bit of that Cowboy Rick on top, just because this one's a unique purpley silver shade. I just want to see if it adds luminosity. Oh yeah, it definitely adds a bit of interest. I'm gonna flick that up. Yeah, I love that. I love that. Wise choice, Maryam. All right, so far I have used the following shades. I have dipped into Spur, Hold'em, Cowboy Rick, Bud, Ghost Town, Whiskey, and Tex. I need to see what happens with this Rustler. Gonna add a bit of Rustler, the Western Hustler, just right here for a little bit of dimension. Just in that little soft groove. Don't know if that made a difference, but maybe it did. Just gonna tap that in with my finger, not too much, just like that, a smidge. And then I'm gonna reach for this Dragon Beauty Brown liquid liner, which is basically just a little marker. And I am going to etch out a little wing right here. Take it back, across the lid. I'm gonna add a little triangle here, just because we're keeping modern. Same thing on the other side. I don't want to make it like a super long or drawn out wing. I want it to be almost kind of straight. See, so when I close my eye, it's just like the continuation of my eye. It's not really like reaching too far up. I'm gonna take that back, line, line, line. Take out that cat hair that lives rent-free in the inner corner of my eye. Create that little triangle. Yes? Now I'm thinking I want more. Don't f it up, Maryam, don't do it. But I want more, girl. What more can I do? And she added another flick. She can't stop. And now I gotta do the same one on the other eye. But you know how hard it is to make them match? Also, this liner isn't the best, I gotta say. Kinda dry. I kinda made it work though. I kinda did. Wild West, baby. And even though I thought I had cleaned this palette real well, I'm still finding eyeshadow all over my fingers, underneath my nails, like it's all over my table. And I literally disinfected everything before I even started. But I guess there's definitely fine crevices that you can't get into with this palette. All right, so moving on to the rest of my face, because this is a look and we need to dress it up accordingly. Got some stuff here for the lips. I got this Dose of Colors. Thanks for the Love lip set. Oh, matches my sweater. All right, so we have this gorgeous shade here called Other Half. And this is a velvet mousse formulation. We also have the Xoxo Lip Liner, which I am about to use right now. I already have lip liner on. I don't know what it is and why I have it on, but I'm just gonna go over it. Yes. And now going for the Other Half. Beautiful. This is exactly the tone that I was going for. Kind of earthy, but still kind of nudie. Love that for me. I'm gonna curl my lashes. Laura Mercier Lash Curler. As always and per usual. Asian lashes. This is the only lash curler that you need. And I will not only say this once, I will keep repeating this in every single video. I'm also gonna link it below and include my affiliate link in case you want to use it to support me and my channel, but you don't have to. I'm gonna use my MIZON Collagen Fix Mascara. Another longtime fave of mine. Not waterproof, but does not smudge on my lashes. And I only wear waterproof, plus this one. So I recommend. Damn, this makeup is looking so cute. I know this is my Sunday video and it's Valentine's Day right now, but this is so beyond Valentine's Day. This is so warm and inviting, yet not. I'm into it. I need lashes. Do I have lashes? Oh, don't mind me. I'm just looking for the perfect pair of lashes. I think I'm just gonna go for ARDELL Wispies once more. I'm just gonna go for the classic Wispies this time. Lash glue, here we come. Applying that lash real quick. Quickly hide that band. Just gonna quickly take this face contour look book from AGATHA, K-Beauty brand. I'm gonna warm up my face just a pinch with this honey brown bronzer. I feel like the shade is very, very pale on me. I don't know if you can actually catch it on camera. I can barely catch it in the mirror, but it is adding just a little something. It's kind of like a very pale terracotta shade, like that. Just a little bit of that to the hollows of my cheeks, a little bit on the side of the nose, a little bit under the mouth. For blush, I'm gonna pick up a bit of this orange tangerine shade and give it just like a slight wash. And I kind of feel like I don't want a highlighter today. I don't know. Something about this very earthy color scheme is making me want to skip highlighter. So that is what I am going to do. But before I actually go ahead and deliver this verdict, let me actually make myself a little bit more appropriate. All right, here we go. Just a little bit more appropriate for the weather. And now let's go ahead and judge this look. I gotta say, another recent fave. I am loving this neutral with a pop sort of vibe. A little bit artistic, a little bit creative, but also I think still very, very wearable. Gotta say, I love the color compilations. Now I guess let's talk about the palette. Outside of the fact that my Urban Decay Naked Wild West palette came in pretty badly crushed, especially with these two eyeshadows, I gotta say I am drawn to this color combination. I think it's very warm, it's very inviting, and I appreciate the two pops of color, the shimmery teal and the matte teal. Moreover, I think these colors performed really well. Everything swatched as good as Urban Decay eyeshadows typically swatch. Some of them needed to be double dipped as always, but that does not mean that these are not great eyeshadows upon application. I think the eyeshadow adhered equally great on the side where I used the Fenty Beauty Primer and the Urban Decay Primer Potion, so that I really, really like. I love the fact that there was minimal fallout with all of the eyeshadows. I thought the brush was really nice, and I gotta say, I like the Naked Wild West palette. I think it's another keeper for me, you guys. And not just because I'm a fan of the Naked series. This is a standalone fave because I like the colors and I like this color story. Yes, the Wild West may not necessarily be associated with something that is urban, but I like this direction that Urban Decay headed in with this Naked palette, especially given the fact that Urban Decay is originally from California. So it is technically a Western brand. That said, I'm gonna give this palette a 9 out of 10. I like this palette. I'm gonna keep it even though it's crushed, but I definitely want to dip into some of those colors more. I specifically want to create a look that's not so warm, maybe using some of these cooler tones, and I definitely want to play around. So that is my verdict, that is my truth, and I am sticking to it. And with that said, I am going to head on out. I'm gonna zoom out so that you can check out my next two videos right here. Don't forget to subscribe if you aren't already, and give me a thumbs up for this video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Mwah! Peace!